Ken, Israel says the attacks are part of a new phase of war. They also say they're not looking for an escalation. If this is not an escalation, I don't know what is.
Thank you, Asieh, and glad to be with you. Well, Israel has been talking about escalating for some months now. The reason is there are Israelis who are deterred by the shelling that's gone on since the October 7 attack. They've left their homes, and there's pressure on the Netanyahu government to have them go back, and they won't do so until Hezbollah withdraws a little further north off the border. So Israel has been talking about escalating for a long time, and now with the Gaza war winding down, I think Israel feels confident enough to start escalating and thinking they can get Hezbollah to push back off the border.
Does that mean a ground invasion or a ground operation, Ken?
Well, I don't know that we're going to see a ground invasion. You know, Israel did a ground operation in the 2006 war. It didn't go well. They lost a lot of men and didn't accomplish that much with the ground portion. I think Israel is looking to really devastate Hezbollah with airstrikes, and then maybe if they reduce the Hezbollah force enough, then they might try a ground operation. That's not certain yet.
So is this an effective strategy by the Israelis? We saw what happened in Gaza nearly a year later. No sign of ceasefire. The Israeli hostages are still in captivity. How does this operation in Lebanon get Israel closer to achieving its objective?
Well, I mean, you point out some flaws, but I mean, Israel feels that its operations in Gaza have been successful. They're not having rocket attacks from Gaza much anymore, and Hamas is greatly reduced and really not in control of Gaza. It's become lawless, almost like Somalia was some years ago. They feel that they can achieve similar objectives in South Lebanon with more air power, with what seems to be very precise intelligence on Hezbollah commanders, launchers, positions, and installations. They've got a lot of very good intelligence on Hezbollah's installations.
And how much of a blow are these attacks this week in Lebanon? How much of a blow or humiliation, if you will, is this for Hezbollah?
Well, I think Hezbollah has suffered a blow. It's not just that Israel conducted, for example, the attack with the pagers and the walkie-talkies. That indicates that maybe people in Europe or elsewhere, Japan, were helping Israel, perhaps. Everything in Lebanon is imported. I mean, Lebanon does not manufacture automobiles, communication equipment. It's all coming from outside. And if people who make these equipments are cooperating with Israeli intelligence, that signals real trouble for Hezbollah.
And where is the Lebanese government in all this?
Well, that's been a perennial problem. I mean, the other Lebanese communities, the Maronite Christians, the Sunni Muslims, they don't want war with Israel. They don't believe in necessarily a resistance to Israel. Lebanon is not occupied. They're not in the same situation as the Palestinians. They don't want Hezbollah dragging Lebanon into a war. But Hezbollah has developed a lot of power, and the other groups can't control Hezbollah.
And finally, I have to ask you about Iran. Israelis are also suspected of assassinating Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran back in July. Iran had vowed to respond. So far, we haven't seen the type of response that Iran had been threatening. What is their calculation in all of this?
Well, I don't think you're going to see much of a response from Iran. As you said, we have not seen one. They are very much nervous about particularly bringing the United States of America into a conflict with them. And that is something that Ayatollah Khamenei does not want, very much fears. He's aware of the U.S. military capabilities, and he certainly does not want that brought to bear on his regime in Tehran.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Ken Katzman, thank you so much.